All right, hey guys, we are going to fill in this note sheet that you can use tomorrow on your test. So you can tape this in your notebook or just stick it inside there. But if you have this for tomorrow, you can use it. So we're going to talk about the three forms that we've learned so far for graphing parabolas. So the first one that we did was standard form, and it looks like this: y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so that is standard form. The axis of symmetry, we learn the equation x equals negative b over 2a. So if you plug in your a value, your b value, and your c value, you don't really need the c into this equation. That will give you your axis of symmetry. Next thing, if you want to find the vertex, well, your vertex is on the line of symmetry, so whatever you got there for negative b over 2a, and then you have to plug in the original equation to get the y coordinate. Okay, so you'd have to take whatever you got here and then plug in, whatever the x coordinate is, plug it in for the x's up there. Okay, the y-intercept is easy. It's always that last number, so whatever that c value is. So it's 0, c, so whatever that last value is. And then the graph, if you're going to graph this, you start by plotting the axis of symmetry. Once you have the axis of symmetry, you're going to find the vertex. Once you have that, you can do the y-intercept. Okay, and the point that's across, just like we've been doing all year. So if you know one, you can use the line of symmetry to find another one. And then I usually make you find 5 points, so then just pick one more to plug in. Okay, once you find that one, you can get the one across. I don't know if it cut out, but once you find that one, you can find the one across. Okay, so pick one more to plug in. All right, so that's how your standard form will work. All right, the second form that we learned was vertex form, and it looks like this: y equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. So that's vertex form. The axis of symmetry is whatever that h value is. Okay, so we're going to say x equals h. So if it was like y equals 4 times x minus 2 squared plus 5, it's just that 2, because I'm just looking for the h value. So as long as it says that minus there, you just get to keep whatever it is. Some people like to just think it's the opposite of whatever number that is, like the opposite of negative 2 is 2. So you can think of it like that. Otherwise, it's just that h value. Okay, the vertex is given by, you can use that h and the k. So the vertex is always the h and the k. So we can put h comma k. And again, in this case, if I had this example, it would be 2 comma 5 in my example above. The y-intercept is always going to be 0 comma. You can actually just plug in a 0. Okay, so I'll say plug in 0 for x, and you could find the y-intercept, but it would take a little bit of work. So I would have to go back to my original and put a 0 here and then solve it and see what I get. Okay, if I was going to graph this, this is the order I would go in using what I know. Okay, so first thing, I would plot the line of symmetry or the axis of symmetry. You can find that by looking at that h value. Then I would find the vertex, that h comma k. Next, I would go kind of two ways. I might just pick a couple points or find the y-intercept. Pick points to plug in to go the rest of the way. Now, another option is you could use how it transformed. Okay, so if there wasn't an a value, it might be easier. So if it just like went up 5 and left 2 or right 2, that might be easy to kind of transform from the parent function. So that would be another option. Okay, and then finally, we have our intercept form, which is basically using the x-intercepts. And that looks like this: y equals a, and then they call it x minus p, and then x minus times x minus a. I did not write that very neatly, so I'm going to just erase it and rewrite it, sorry. All right, the axis of symmetry is basically found by averaging the two x-intercepts. So whatever you have for your x-intercepts, you can just average those. So that's kind of how I like to think of it. So if it was like x minus 2 and x plus 3, remember x-intercepts are found by setting this equal to 0. So it would be like, okay, 2 and negative 3 would go in there to make that, you know, to make those equal 0. So you would just average those two. That would give you your axis of symmetry. Okay, for your vertex then, it's whatever you got for that average of the x-intercepts, and then you'd have to plug in to find the y-coordinate. So then plug in the original equation. The y-intercept, you would have, it's 0, and then you'd have to plug in 0 for x and see what you get. Okay, so if I was graphing this one, I would start by finding my two x-intercepts, and they're really easy to find up if you're given in this form, so plot those. Then find my line of symmetry, which is right between it, plot that. Then find my vertex. Okay, and then I would either find my y-intercept or plug in points to find my last ones. All right, so make sure you have that down, and you can also use your notebook because we took really good notes on all of these as well.